Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, welcome to the Fire Ferry channel. This is Fire Ferry speaking, and this is a game which has been in my Steam list for a little while, but I've never actually got around to looking at it. I like the premise of it. It is in early access, so there are some things in this that are not quite working as intended, or the actual design of the gameplay has not been thought out properly. What do I mean by that? Well, it is entirely sandbox. Okay, there's multiplayer, which I find very interesting. If there's anyone else out there with this game and would like to play multiplayer, I'm more than up for that. I'm playing the game on slightly larger scaling. That's so that you guys can see it better. It does actually, this is what it's supposed to be, which makes it teeny weeny. That's a bit bigger. Don't know what that is. Some sort of anti-aliasing. We'll put that on. Windowed, full screen, display not set. I've got 3 monitors. VSync enabled, rendered in DirectX uploader. So I have put loads and loads and loads and loads of what? Simplified Chinese. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Upload new mods. Anyway, I digress. So, what is this game? How does it work? What does it do? Well, Nimby is a phrase often used, especially in England. Although I think it's being used more and more across the world. It basically means not in my backyard. And the idea of NIMBY, especially for Rails in the UK, comes from people wanting better transport. Everyone knows that we need to have better public transport in this country. The Green Party, the environmentalists, they want us to get out of our cars. They want us to switch to electric. They want us to use mass transit. But when you want to put mass transit down to, say, link 2 areas of the country together for economic purposes, they will scream blue murder that you're building these things, these rail lines on areas of natural beauty or across national parks, which of course is terrible. There's no 2 ways about it. So everyone wants mass transit. No one wants to pay for it, especially ticket prices, etc. This game, so we go to new game, and we're going to call ourselves Fire Ferry Company Limited. Right, mods. I've got loads. I'm going to put them all in. Actually, just need to do that. Enable all installed mods. Settings. Mods. Start game. I've got loads in here. Loads of them. Start game. So, this is a map. Let's turn that off. This is a map of the world. It truly is a map of the world. Every single part of the world, except South Pole. Oh no, but let's. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Right, so every single part of the world is here. I think it's Bing Maps. Don't think it's Google Maps. I think it's Bing Maps. So let's take the part of the world that I live in, which is the Brighton area. Okay, so in Brighton is a truly humongous train station at the top of Queen's Road. Now it doesn't name the roads, but it does name the buildings, etc. So at the top of this road here is a very large train station, and this large train station actually is here. This is the very large train station, and here from this very large train station is a depot, which is here, and a line, which is here, and there's another station here. And believe it or not, the train lines and all the train stations have been removed from this map. So you do not have any train stations on here. On top of that, there being no train stations at all, there is, so that you know what is what, just need to map options, population overlay. There is a population overlay which tells you density of population. So it enables you to see where there should be train stations, where there should not be train stations. So this is interesting. The university here there is actually a train station here at the university. So today we're going to be building the rail line to Lewes. Now you start off with, I don't know how you say that, well, I would call that a billion, but some places in the world would say that's 1,000 millions, whereas I was always told that a billion is a million millions, which obviously that is not a million millions. So this would be a billion or 1,000 millions. But anyway, so how do you build the trains? What does it mean? Well, just to tell you what part of my subject matter before, over here, this, where am I looking at? This piece of land here is called Telscombe Tie. Telscombe Tie is part of an area of the UK which is called the South Downs. The South Downs runs from here, and if you look, there is elevation all the way across here, all the way to Chichester and North Marden into Hampshire. This is designated a national park. There are very, very strict rules about what can and can't be built here. And when I say strict rules, it needs an act of parliament, and it needs to be debated and decided, and then a minister needs to weigh in on it. And it could take up to 5 or 6 years just to get a tentative yes before even any funding could be secured. In the game, if I care to, this is a depot, so let's just have a look at depot. I can build a train depot on the middle, with another one there hideously on the middle of Telscombe Tie, which is in the national park of the South Downs. So as the game stands at the moment, it can't model what can and can't be built, and where it can be built, which is fine. I get that. So it uses Windows shortcuts. So this game is a simulation game, but it's up to you to be sensible and to play the game as you want. Not to play the game as you want, but just to, keep in mind that although you can build anywhere, it's, you wouldn't actually be allowed to do that. So let's turn this off and let's put in our first rail line. So it doesn't do curved rail lines. It just does rail lines. So 200 meters is the norm. That way you can get two trains in 8 carriages next to each other. So let's just swing that over a bit. So trains are very. So that's my first train line. I could probably move this? Let's have a look. Could I move this? Yeah, so I could move all the way down here. This is a terminus. It will tell me when I can't move anymore, but it won't as well at the same time. So 200 meters. So come on. Right. So there's my train. So now I need track. So it's telling me, what is it telling me? It's telling me, is that telling me it can't be built there, is it? So, hover the mouse cursor over existing track to a new track branch. Please shift for opposite direction. I don't know what that means. But anyhow, we are going to build, still on line, still on track. Oh, why won't it? Alright, there we are. So this is my track. Now, can you see there's an angled line as I move it around? And inside the track itself is a number. Can you see that number? Well, that's the speed that could be achieved on the line at that angle. I think 350 is the maximum. And obviously it being on a curve, it has to be a bit slower. So just need to have a look at where I need to go. Actually I need to go here, so just going to go to here. Now there are no points in the game yet, so it is possible to make a complete pig's ear of various junctions and whatnot. Actually, I think I need... Oh, another thing to bear in mind. So you see this circle here? This is the catchment area for this station. Now, because of the population density, which isn't that great actually in town, population density is greater out here. The amount of people that can use this station, leaving wise, is 2,565. This is the cost so far. 500,000. That overpass. Did you see when I'll show you another one in a minute, but every time an overpass is built automatically, you know, that's 500,000 there. If there's water or elevated land or anything, I can build viaducts, I can tunnel, I can build tram lines to bring people to the stations. So this is actually I think this is single track here in a real life, and this is actually a huge viaduct here, real life. Could probably go all the way here. And just here is a station. So I go to stations, and we're just going to build it. It's only a short one, about 110. It's not a big station. Let's do 120. Brilliant. So actually, let's just do that. Can't do that. So I need to edit this down a touch, probably to about there, and then do another one of these. It's saying branch line. I don't really want a branch line. Oh, so we don't want that to do that. So it does, when it gets, it's like a magnet, it gets to a certain point, so that it's only about 20 meters away, and then it decides that that's what it's going to do, and of course that's no good for us. We're better off making several parts and then so that it meets exactly as we want it to, which is a bit strange, but it works. Right, so that's our first line. So now we can also, oh god, oopsie. So we can also, when the time comes, we can rename stations. So the next one is over here somewhere. It's called Molscombe. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, it's here somewhere. So not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. So we'll put the station in first, which will be about here. It's not a very long one, so we'll go back a bit. Might be a bit close to that road, but we'll see. And then we click on track again. That one there. And then we link the two together. And this is literally... Now, can you see what happened there? It's built an overpass here for cars to go underneath, and it built an overpass here, although it's a little bit wonky, but it's doing it from an angled kind of idea that anything steeper than XYZ would not be feasible, but anything coming up from a different angle could be feasible. Just want to make sure actually. So I mean, look, this isn't exactly the straightest line in the world, is it? So you can set the prices. There's also a type of customer satisfaction mechanic. So for, I don't know why that's not doing that. So it's letting me put the rail there. That's interesting, isn't it? So I can do that. There's actually a tunnel here in real life, and it's simulating the tunnel, which is quite interesting. I've never seen that before in the game. So it's, I'm going to put some, there's no music playing at the moment in game. There's no sound for the trains. The file size for this game is 16 gig. 16 gig. Think about that for a minute. And that is, I'm assuming, is purely for the fact that it's a horrendous amount of map. An absolute horrendous amount of map. Right. So there's my line so far. I've got one more station to do at Falmer, and then we'll be at Lewis, which is a little bit of a gap there. So let's try and see where Lewis is. Well, there's the American Express Stadium. That's where Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club play. These little jiggly bits here go over the train station. So I can build this because I know what should be here. But strangely enough, I could... It's quite a long station, this one, because on match days it's very horrendous. So so you could theoretically build, let's see what happens here. It does actually arch slightly, so that, can you see what happens here? Doesn't like that. So what we can do here is we can tunnel, or we can build a viaduct. So come straight out the station, And then we switch to normal rail again. Just make sure that we're actually following the track. Wonderful. So that's all elevated there. That's cost me a small fortune. If you look, viaduct, 506 metres of viaduct at 2 million. So this gradually swings down away from here. It comes out of the station. So this station's slightly elevated, which is actually true. This station is elevated at one end. And then it gradually goes down again into a normal track layout. So we follow the track still here. And as you can see, we're getting nice and close to... So, got to be careful that you don't overlap too much. You see that? So, another pass. There's another one there, even though that's probably just a footpath. 251 meters all the time. The money's going up. There we go. And we're into football stadium. So on match days, if there was a match simulated in the game, this would be incredibly busy. They get 20,000 people there at a match. If your ticket from Brighton Station cost £5 and there's 20,000 people here, well, you'd be you'd want a better look in there, wouldn't you? Right, this is tunnelled here. I know this for a fact. So we can get to here, probably here, and then we can build a tunnel straight underneath. Now, why won't it let me build a tunnel? So I need to do that and then that. Tunnel, 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 tunnel. Tunnel. Then we go back to ground and it comes out the tunnel. Oh. So ground. And then we come out the tunnel. That's it. Wonderful. How much did the tunnel cost me? 7 million. So it cost them far more to tunnel than it is to aqueducts. Maybe that's reflective of... Oh, silly me. Maybe that's reflective of, you know, real world earth moving costs, etc. I mean, it doesn't sound unreasonable, does it, to think that that would cost so much money to do. So these are farms here. There's mainly rapeseed farmed in this area. On another game I played actually, which is Train Sim 2, this was the line, this was part of the line that I drove down. So yep, I know for a fact we go along here. Oh no we don't, look at this, I've made a pig zero of this. Let's have a look. There it is. Can you see the line here? I think the station, see I don't know actually, thinking about it, I think the station's here somewhere, but I could be wrong. I do know this bridge, but the station itself passes near the castle. Anne of Cleves' house is there. I mentioned her before in my other video. The old priory, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the priory. There is a huge castle here somewhere. Well, I say huge, there is a castle here. Let me think about this. I'm about to work it out from there. There's Glynde, so that's one of the other stations. Well, there's the line from Glynde. There's another line here. This line goes down to Piddinghoe and Newhaven. the ferry here goes to France. So let's just have a look. So we're probably about to guess pretty much. I've got a feeling that the line kind of goes here, and that's this is, but then it does cross a river at some point. Was that the train track? I can never remember. Right, gonna best guess, I think, is the best way to see this. So there's not able to build here by the looks of it, so we have to do a tunnel or viaduct. So we'll go to here, click, then we go to, that's not right technically, is it? And then we can cross here, click. No, it doesn't like that, does it? Okay, this could be viaduct time. No, it doesn't like that. Let's see if I can. No. Right, so this needs to go back. We need to start the viaduct from about here. So if we raise it from there and then go straight across here. Now if you notice, the speed drops from 350 to 250. Then we are going to continue viaducting a tiny piece of line. There, this seems like we are here at Sussex Down College, because there's another line that comes from the north here, and I think that's it there, and it runs under a few bridges and whatnot. So we're going to put the station in here. Where's my station? Right, so pretty sure the station runs here. It is quite curved, so we're just going to do, no, that's completely wrong. I want ground platform. There we go. It's not a very long station actually, thinking about it. There are lots of platforms here, but not very many. So, see thing. Let's just make sure we're on this. Click. So I'd probably tidy that up, but this is essentially the line. Then you could build off down here, and oh, have you seen? There's a my catchment area is buggered. Wonder why that is. Anyway, so move, delete. Now I can move and delete, and the reason I can move and delete, which is, I love it very much that I can move and delete. The reason I can move and delete is because I haven't actually built these things yet. No, I haven't. What I have done is planned it. This is only blueprints. Now if you see here, it tells me how much it will cost to build it, what it entails, and it says build all blueprints. I've still got my money. So this small piece of line, 70 million, hasn't got the most expensive item on it. See if you can guess what the most expensive item is. Yes, that's right, it's the trains themselves. The trains themselves are the most expensive item, unfortunately. I can make this a bit smaller so that I don't have to pay so much money. Deleting the price all the time. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to be trimming off. No point in paying for something overly expensive if we don't have to. Save myself a few mil there. Let's just do that. So here, made a bit of a pig's ear. That could have been 2 bits of track. It's too much. So you can change the names of the stations. Can't for the life of me remember how, but I'm pretty sure you can change the names of the stations. Let's just see if I can do this one. Use automatic name. No. This is Brighton Main Line. Brighton Main. Actually, it's just Brighton. So we can make the catchment areas smaller or larger to fit anyone who's next door. So if one area holds more than another, and it can take me there if I need to. So we press done. Go to the next one. I know that this station is called London Road. Actually, it's called London Road Brighton, but we'll just put London Road. So there we go. We can go to the smaller catchment area so it doesn't interfere too much with. That'll do us. Done. Right, the next one is Moulscombe. So we can just call it Moulscombe. This one here is called Falmer. It's for the universities, the University of Brighton and the University of Sussex are either side of the road. So no one can lay claim to having their own station. It just gets named after the historical area. And we follow the line here to Lewis. It's picked up the name of the stadium for Lewis FC, but it's just Lewis. And we press done. Right, now we can build all blueprints. Build. Money's deducted. I now have this train line, and we need to put trains on it. And these are all my trains I've downloaded. I don't know anything about trains. I don't know a thing. The only thing I do know is that there is... Let me have a look. What's this one? Edit the schedule of multiple trains simultaneously. List trains and edit their details and schedules. There is a particular type of train that travels on this line. I like the idea of city trams. Let's just do one of these, shall we? So this is max passenger 156. Serial number, I don't know, let's start with a 47652. Right. No, that didn't work. 47652. Base colour. So this would be the company colour. So you'd probably pick a nice red. Yeah. Copy. So use line colour. No. Decal. I mean, I suppose you could do some art on there, and you could pick your own. Someone could do your own art. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? British. I don't know what that is. Not quite sure. Max passengers. No idea. I mean, it's quite complicated. It tells you the passengers, the speed. So it's not a particularly fast train, but it's much cheaper to run. Has 3 units at a time. You know, it does everything I could possibly need. So we're going to get 2 of these for 6 million. We're going to purchase them. Right. So this is time zone. So GMT. And now I can set a new time, I believe. Let's have a look. Select all trains. Click that one. So we can copy selected slot. I mean, you can do an entire week's worth of trains here. I don't know if people do. I don't know what people decide to do when they're doing this. Order, run a line, store in depot, pick a line, decal colour. No. Okay. So start from, not having here. In invalid order. Intervention, reset the train. Oh god, no. Right. Unpause the game to apply orders. Orders may take some time to apply. Okay. Lost or bad orders. Create a new line. Did I not create this line? Add stops to the line. Ah, I remember now. I've actually got to tell the train what the stops are. So you have to follow it along and click all the arrows in one direction. So, and then that creates the line. A and B are the platform names. I don't think you can change them. In the UK, for example, it has numbering, and then on the way back you click the arrows going the other way. Now, strangely enough, the last one at Lewis you won't click. Yeah, you won't click that one. So then I'll just double check about Holscombe, Farmer B. Yeah, right, okay. So at least one train time is set to 0 passengers. So the best base ticket price. So going from one train to another should never cost more than 2. But if we do 0.5 of a kilometre, give it a nice garish green pinky colour, state accounting, and then we are going to add waypoints to the line. No. Timing calculator, leg travel time calculator, minimal interval time bulk. So we want at least 20 minutes. Set minimum interval. Oh no, wait there. What am I talking about? Minimum interval for each station. Right, so is there not a way to set min time? Is there not a way to set the speed maybe? So ideal speed. Fix that. Estimate. If I leave that at 0, what happens? Estimate leg travel times. Delete selected stop. No. So let me think about this. Minimal interval time. Do you want a minimal interval? No, not really. Fixed at 0.5 square meters. Acceleration ramp. Not quite sure what that does. Right, so I think that just about does it now. So now we want to add some trains. Tracks, trains. I have 2 trains. I want to add them to a particular line. So now it says no lines, so we want to add them to a line. So we want to add them to posting trains, edit scheduled train, Intervention, cancel. Tells me they're there. Group by destination. Sorry. Haha. Ha 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 ha. I got one on there. Ta-da! So, I've got 2 trains on the line now. Just need to go and have a look and see if my little trains will start running. Can't see one. There it blows. There they are. Midday on the 22nd. Don't know what the hell is it doing here. Oh look, people getting on. They paid 32 quid. They're a bit close to each other, aren't they? So that would be the idea of setting God, I've given them both the same serial number. So anyway, I hope that gives a kind of general idea for the game. Now, how much money will this make? I don't know. I'm losing already, I think, if we look. So now they're going to turn around. They did make a little bit of money. I don't suppose you'll know if we click on company accounting. You won't know how much it's made. It's already got one loan. I can take out another loan with 27% APR. No thanks. So, is it making any money? Let's have a look. Accounting, there we are. So, I've not had anyone asking for refunds. Running costs are very cheap. Fares. So I'm making a small profit from these 2 trains. Just a small one. But I'm not losing money. So it shows that a train is viable. There are a few things. Like I said, it is in early access. It's only 12 quid or whatever to buy this. A few things. So first of all, in the UK, you have sometimes 4 tracks. Not all the way down, but sometimes you'll have 4 tracks alongside each other. And the reason you'll have 4 tracks is that 2 of those will be what you would call a stopping service. So the sort of all stations train. The train that will stop at all of these stations. And then there'll be a train running just before it, which will run on the outside tracks. And those trains are fast trains. And they'll be like Brighton to Lewis, stopping nowhere. And it's hard to do that on this. Very hard. The other thing is, in some parts of the UK, there are single track lines. Somewhere I can think of off the top of my head is that there is a Trans-Pennine route that links York and Manchester, I think, or Leeds and Manchester. Why it would do that, I don't know. They hate each other. But anyway, it crosses from Oldham into Huddersfield and joins the 2 areas together. And it's single track. It's not double track. It only has 2 trains a day. One goes one way, one goes the other. I think it's just one carriage. There is no single track on here. The other thing I've noticed, which unfortunately, although I'm not a train nerd, I have noticed, and I'll show you what it is. So, this train, when they pass each other, can't see it on this one, they pass each other on the right hand side. That, for UK trains, is incorrect. The same as our cars, it should be on the left hand side. That annoys me. Because I'm anal. but it does annoy me just a little bit. My last thing, bearing in mind it is early access, so I'm just nitpicking. I haven't spoken to developers or anyone. The other thing is that there's no control over the signalling. The best way to manage the signalling I've found so far is to muddle through with timings. To sit down and think about the timings of the trains. What time they're leaving, when they're leaving. Are you running any trains at night? If so, why? You know, it doesn't seem to simulate too much time. I mean, look, I'll scroll out. I'll go to another place in the world. Let's look at Australia. And the time does change. Did you see that? And then I have to monitor that by going back. So it is clever. It's not, you know, it's not terrible, but at the same time you can get lost, because I'm looking at the time here and I think, oh wait there, I need to change it over here, but no, the time does change. So I moved to France, and now, you know, oh, down here this is an hour ahead. Oh god. So you know, it is a bloody good game. It's got so much potential, and all it is just a few arrows going up and down a track with some spreadsheets showing you your accounting. You can look at your company accounting, where you can see how much the trains are costing. You can do it by day, by month. It's incredible. You know, how many passengers have started the trip? How many refunds? I haven't had any refunds. That's amazing. Anyway, you can really milk it. You could, if I wanted to, you could take this line that I've just built, and you can let me just get this. You can stick 20 trains on here, right? And there seems to be no limit. So there's 133 people waiting at Lewis. Well, I'll tell you that's not true. In real life, 133 people. You're having a laugh. 113. I suppose it's rush hour at the moment, so maybe it simulates that. 142 at Molescombe. I don't think 142 people live in Molescombe. 1078, even in the busiest rush hour periods. I would seriously doubt that 1000. Oh, that's 75. Please don't let me 75. I think it's 75. Even that's a lot. So, what do I think of this game? I think it's amazeballs. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I really do. The only downside is when will it become the finished game? And have you seen the trains? These are the trains that I've downloaded. They're from all over the world. I've got the old Mallard. I've got steam engines in here. I've got TGVs and, you know, super trains. I've got the Glasgow subway rolling stock from 1980. What isn't amazing about that? I also downloaded one called the City Mover, which I thought was brilliant. And it's just that one there. It's just terrible. 10 kilometres an hour. And max 200 people. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They use them at airports to move people between terminals. I can't wait to build a few of them. But anyway. Oh, you can make more. You can make more. I can make hundreds of them. Look. You get on at one end, and by the time it arrives, you've arrived. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to see more of this, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to. See you later, gang. Bye.